The world of Avatar, The Last Airbender, has always been filled with incredible adventures, unforgettable characters, and emotional moments that stay with fans forever. But Season 2 takes everything to another level. Instead of simply continuing the story, this season completely changes the direction of the journey. New friendships are formed, old relationships are tested, and every major character experiences life-changing moments. By the time the finale arrives, nothing feels the same anymore. One of the biggest reasons this season feels so different is the arrival of Toph. Fans of the original animated series have been waiting a long time to see her enter the live-action world. The moment she joins the group, it becomes clear that she is not just another addition to Team Avatar. In many ways, she becomes one of the most important members of the entire team. Without Toph, Aang would never truly understand earthbending, and his journey toward becoming a fully realized Avatar would be incomplete.
What makes Toph such an amazing character is her personality. She is confident, fearless, and never hesitates to say exactly what is on her mind. She has a way of showing up exactly when she is needed most. Whether the group is facing danger or struggling to find a solution, Toph somehow manages to come through in the biggest moments. She changes the chemistry of the team completely because she brings an entirely different energy. She is tough, independent, and refuses to let anyone underestimate her. Bringing such an iconic character to life is an enormous responsibility because fans know every little detail about Toph. Her mannerisms, her confidence, and even the way she talks have become legendary among viewers. One of the key elements in portraying her was maintaining her unique speaking style and voice patterns. The way she delivers lines immediately reminds people why they fell in love with the character in the first place. Even small details played an important role in creating the character. Spending time barefoot during rehearsals and filming became a surprisingly important part of understanding Toph. Walking without shoes created a feeling of connection to the earth and helped build the mindset of someone who relies entirely on her other senses. Wearing her special gauntlets and repeating little habits every day also helped create a stronger connection to the character's personality and confidence. Suddenly, even simple tasks became more difficult. Moving around the set and performing scenes required additional concentration and trust in everyone involved. With guidance from consultants and support from the creative team, this challenge became another opportunity to better understand the experiences that define Toph as a character. It added authenticity and depth to the performance and reminded everyone that Toph's blindness is not a weakness. Instead, it is simply one part of who she is. While Toph's arrival transforms Team Avatar, Aang is going through major changes of his own. By the end of Season 2, he begins tapping into the incredible power of the Avatar state. This is a huge milestone because it represents another step toward fulfilling his destiny. The answer lies in the way Aang was raised. As an air nomad, he grew up believing that all life is precious. Violence and killing go against everything his people stood for. Even when facing one of his greatest enemies, he cannot bring himself to abandon those beliefs. It is not weakness, it is who he is. However, this decision creates massive consequences. The finale ends on an enormous cliffhanger because of that moment of hesitation. Aang's compassion remains one of his greatest strengths, but it may also become one of his biggest challenges moving forward. Another character who continues to impress throughout the season is Uncle Iroh. From the beginning of the story, Iroh has always believed in balance, peace, and understanding. Unlike many other characters, he sees the Avatar not as a threat, but as a symbol of hope. His willingness to help comes from his true nature. He believes that the world desperately needs harmony, and that the Avatar plays an essential role in restoring it. Even when surrounded by conflict and political struggles, Iroh never loses sight of what truly matters. His wisdom and compassion continue to make him one of the most beloved characters in the entire series. If Iroh represents peace, then Azula represents power. Season 2 allows Azula to fully embrace her abilities. During the previous season, she spent much of her time trying to prove herself. She wanted recognition, responsibility, and opportunities to demonstrate her skills. But now, things have changed. This season introduces an Azula who understands exactly how powerful she is. She walks into every situation with confidence and complete control. She no longer seeks approval because she already knows her worth. That confidence makes her even more dangerous. Despite her strength, some of the most interesting moments involving Azula happen when she encounters her brother, Zuko. Their relationship remains one of the most complicated and emotional parts of the series. When Azula sees Zuko again after his time away from the palace, she immediately notices the changes. The way he dresses, the choices he makes, and even his appearance reveals someone who has experienced personal growth. To her, he almost seems like an entirely different person. And in many ways, he is. Season 2 gives Zuko one of the most important journeys of his entire life. For perhaps the first time ever, he finds himself completely alone. There is no Fire Lord Ozai telling him what to do. There is no Uncle Iroh offering guidance. He is isolated and forced to make decisions on his own. This experience becomes incredibly important because it allows Zuko to discover something he has never truly known before: freedom.
He experiences a quieter and simpler life. He has moments where he can simply exist without constantly trying to earn approval or prove himself. He smiles, reflects, and begins to think about who he really wants to become. His journey feels like traveling somewhere completely new, where nobody knows your name or your past. In that environment, he has the opportunity to redefine himself. Some of the most revealing moments come during his fever dreams and childhood flashbacks. These memories expose the conflict inside him. He struggles between different sides of his identity and tries to determine which version of himself is genuine. The beauty of these scenes lies in their complexity. There are no simple answers. Instead, they invite viewers to explore Zuko's inner conflict and decide for themselves what his true character really is. Another surprising element of Season 2 is the unexpected relationship between Katara and Zuko. Fans of the original story understand that these two characters often stand on opposite sides of conflict. However, this season creates moments that force them to work together. Their interactions become some of the most interesting parts of the story because they reveal sides of both characters that audiences rarely get to see. Trust slowly begins to develop between them, creating emotional stakes that make every future decision even more meaningful. Meanwhile, the story also takes viewers deep into the Earth Kingdom, specifically the magnificent city of Ba Sing Se. At first glance, the city appears beautiful and peaceful. However, it quickly becomes clear that something strange is happening beneath the surface. One of the biggest shocks is discovering that the Earth King seems more like a symbol than an actual ruler. Hidden forces are manipulating events behind the scenes and controlling information in ways that few people understand. Then, there are the mysterious Jodis. Their strange behavior and repeated statements create some of the most unsettling moments in the entire season. Scenes involving them almost feel like something from a psychological thriller rather than a fantasy adventure. The atmosphere becomes eerie and uncomfortable, making viewers question everything they thought they knew about the city. By the end of Season 2, nearly every character has been transformed by their experiences. Aang becomes more powerful, but struggles with difficult moral choices. Toph changes the dynamics of Team Avatar forever. Azula becomes even more confident and dangerous. Zuko begins discovering his true identity, and Katara develops unexpected connections that shape her journey. Most importantly, the season reminds us that change is unavoidable. Nobody remains the same person they were at the beginning of the story. Every challenge, every victory, and every painful decision leaves a lasting impact. That is what makes Avatar: The Last Airbender so special.
It is more than a fantasy adventure filled with bending and battles. At its heart, it is a story about growth, identity, friendship, and the difficult choices that define who we become. And judging by the incredible cliffhanger at the end of Season 2, the events of Season 3 promise to be even bigger, more emotional, and more unforgettable than ever before.